Have you ever observed that moment when someone's energy subtly but decisively shifts? It's not marked by any grand, dramatic gesture or traumatic event, but by a quiet, definitive closing of a door, one you might not even hear until it's too late. This is precisely the experience when a Sigma male retreats into silence. It's an enigmatic and profound transformation that often goes unnoticed until the very end. For most people, silence can be a tool, a weapon wielded to manipulate, or a strategy to gain the upper hand. But for Sigma males, silence isn't a tactic. It's a resolution, a conclusive statement that the process has already run its course. By the time their silence makes its presence felt, the inner deliberations are long over, and what's left is the finality of their decision. Imagine the gradual freezing of water. Degree by degree, the temperature falls with no visible effect until, in an instant, it transforms into solid ice. This is the essence of a Sigma male's silence. It's not about withholding words or using silence to exert power. It's about a deeper internal shift, an irrevocable turning point when they've mentally and emotionally checked out. Renowned psychologist and author Jordan Peterson describes certain forms of silence as not merely a lack of communication, but as indicators of decisive conclusions already reached. When a Sigma male goes silent, it's not a pause for reflection or an invitation for dialogue. It's the culmination of a process that's been silently unfolding beneath the surface, a process that, once complete, signals a point of no return. Join us as we delve into the 7 defining events that occur when a Sigma male embraces silence, and why, by the time you notice this quiet transformation, it's far too late to alter the course of what's about to unfold. Number 1. He's seen through the games. Do you remember that moment when you suddenly understand how a magic trick works, that split second when everything clicks and you can't believe you ever fell for the illusion? For Sigma males, this clarity hits differently. It's total and irreversible. Robert Greene, master of social dynamics, writes in his book The 48 Laws of Power, "See things for what they are, not what you wish them to be." When this truth strikes a Sigma male's mind, the fog of hope and benefit of the doubt vanishes completely. Every manipulation, every guilt trip, every convenient excuse becomes painfully obvious. The patterns pop out like neon signs, those urgent calls that only come when they need something, those warm messages that appear just before a favor is asked, those promises made only in moments of desperation. The Sigma sees each game with crystal clarity, like watching chess moves in slow motion. It brings a strange kind of peace to his mind. All those little doubts that were pushed aside transform into clear warning signs. The excuses once accepted reveal themselves as carefully crafted stories. The coincidences show their true faces as calculated moves. Nothing terrifies manipulators more than someone who sees through their act. Their usual tactics bounce off like rubber. Their familiar scripts sound hollow. Their strategic moves become as predictable as a bad TV show rerun. The curtains dropped, the lights are on, and the show's lost its magic. There's no going back to believing in illusions once you've seen the strings. So when a Sigma male has had enough, he's not just done with the person who pushed him, he's done playing the game altogether. Number 2. The exit strategy is in motion. By the time those who push too far notice something's different, the plan is already halfway complete. While most people react to betrayal or disrespect with immediate confrontation, a Sigma male's response to being pushed past his limit is more like a chess game, where every move has been calculated long before the final play. Sun Tzu, the master strategist, wrote, "Every battle is won before it is fought." Sigma males apply this principle when they've been forced to exit. While those who crossed his boundaries see only sudden silence, he's already been methodically untangling from toxic connections, shifting resources, and creating new pathways. Those who took him for granted might sense subtle changes, the gradual decline in responding to manipulative behavior, the quiet withdrawal from one-sided relationships, the slight shift away from people who consistently disrespect his boundaries. Each move seems unrelated on the surface, but they're all part of a carefully designed response to repeated violations of his trust. None of this happens in a rush. Every step is measured, every action calculated. Those who push too far might notice he's less available. Those who took advantage might find him less engaged. Those who betrayed his trust might sense a growing distance. But few connect these dots until it's too late. Each piece moves with purpose. While others typically react to betrayal with emotional outbursts, or dramatic confrontations, the Sigma male's strategy runs deeper. He's not trying to make a statement or seek revenge, he's simply executing the carefully crafted exit from toxic situations. The true skill isn't in the leaving, it's in the preparation. So when that final moment of silence comes, everything is already in place. No dramatic gestures needed, no bridges to burn, just a clean, precise execution of a plan long in motion. Number 3. He's detached emotionally. Have you ever noticed how it hurts more when someone stops caring than when they're angry? There's something final about that shift from caring deeply to feeling nothing at all. When someone pushes a Sigma male too far, this switch flips with no going back. Epictetus said it simply, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you choose to feel about it. When a Sigma has been pushed past his limit, he doesn't just get upset, he unplugs emotionally. You can see it in every interaction. The genuine care that was once there is gone, the deep conversations replaced by surface-level politeness. It's like watching a flame go out, not in a sudden gust, but slowly, until you're left with just cold ashes. This isn't about being mean or trying to hurt anyone. It's what happens when someone's given too many chances, cared too much, and finally realizes some people aren't worth the emotional energy. For a Sigma male, cutting off emotions isn't about revenge, it's about protecting his peace. The change is clear. No more anger, no more hurt, no more hoping things will be different. Those who cross the line find themselves dealing with someone who sees them the same way they'd see a stranger, with complete neutrality. This isn't temporary or fake. When a Sigma detaches, it's like wiping a hard drive clean. Once it's done, there's no recovering what was there before. You can't change his mind, you can't get him to care again, and you definitely can't make him forget the reasons he chose to detach in the first place. Number 4. Mental bridges have been burned. In psychology, there's a fascinating concept called the threshold of irreversibility, the moment when the mind shifts from considering options to executing decisions. For Sigma males, this threshold comes with a unique finality that few others understand. Think about how bridges burn in your mind. It's not loud or dramatic. There's no external flame or visible smoke. Instead, it's that quiet moment when you look at a situation or relationship and realize something fundamental has shifted inside you. The mental pathway that once connected you to someone or something simply disappears. Marcus Aurelius wrote something profound about this. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Sigma males take this further. They don't seek revenge at all. Instead, they mentally step away so completely that the very possibility of future connection vanishes. This isn't about anger or emotional reactions. The mental bridges burn with the cold precision of a business decision. Connections that once seemed essential become optional, then unnecessary, then non-existent. By the time others notice something's different, these pathways have already been erased. Most telling is what happens afterward. While others might try to rebuild connections or re-establish old patterns, the Sigma male knows something they don't. Some bridges, once burned in the mind, can never be rebuilt. Not because of spite or grudges, but because the very foundation that held them has ceased to exist. When a mind as deliberate as a Sigma's closes a door, it doesn't just lock it, it removes the door entirely. Number 5. His peace matters more than explanations. People often mistake silence for an invitation to explain, defend, or negotiate. But for a Sigma male who's reached this point, preserving his peace becomes more important than any conversation could ever be. Seneca, the ancient Stoic philosopher, understood this when he wrote, "The greatest power we have is the power to walk away from things that threaten our peace of mind." For Sigma males, this isn't just philosophy, it's a practical decision that comes after countless attempts at understanding or resolution. Watch what happens when others realize a Sigma has gone silent. They send long messages seeking closure, they demand explanations, they try to force conversations. What they don't understand is that his silence isn't an opening for discussion, it's a decision to protect his mental space. This choice comes from a deep understanding that peace isn't just the absence of conflict. It's the presence of clarity. When a Sigma male chooses peace over explanation, he's not being cold or dismissive. He's recognizing that some situations can only be resolved by walking away from the need to resolve them. Most revealing is how this decision affects both sides. While others feel frustrated by the lack of closure, the Sigma finds peace in the very act of choosing silence. because he understands something fundamental. No explanation will satisfy someone who isn't ready to hear it. True peace comes not from making others understand, but from no longer needing them to. Number 6. The respect is gone. There is a tipping point in how we view others, a moment when respect, once lost, transforms into something that can never be regained. For Sigma males, this shift isn't just about disappointment. It's about seeing someone's true nature with complete clarity. Bruce Lee said it best, "Knowledge will give you power, but character will give you respect." Once a Sigma male sees through someone's character, no amount of talent, success, or charm can rebuild that lost respect. This loss of respect isn't about anger or judgment. It's more like finally seeing through an illusion, the mentor whose wisdom turns out to be borrowed quotes, the friend whose loyalty was just convenience, the partner whose strength was all facade. Once the curtain drops, it can't be raised again. What makes this truly final is how Sigma males process this realization. They don't announce it. They don't try to expose others or prove their points. The respect simply evaporates, leaving behind a void that no explanations or promises can fill. This is clearly reflected in their actions. The energy changes. The investment stops. The benefit of doubt, once given freely, disappears completely, not with drama or declaration, but with a quiet finality that others often mistake for simple distance. Because respect, for a Sigma, isn't just about admiring someone's achievements. It's about trusting their essence, and once that trust in someone's core nature dissolves, no surface-level changes can ever restore it. Number 7. His decision is final. There's a stark difference between making a decision and reaching a conclusion. Most people make decisions that can be swayed, negotiated, or reversed. But when a Sigma male reaches a conclusion, it's as final as a mathematical proof. The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle once said, "Excellence is not an act, but a habit." The same applies to a Sigma's decision-making process. It's not a single moment of choice, but the culmination of careful observation, analysis, and understanding. Attempts to change his mind are always predictable: bargaining, guilt trips, promises of change. But his decision isn't the beginning of a negotiation. It's the end of one he's been having with himself for months. This final decision comes from something deeper than stubbornness. Each decision is built on layers of evidence, patterns observed, and opportunities given. By the time a Sigma male goes silent, he's already explored every angle, considered every possibility, and given more chances than anyone realized. The power lies in the execution. No dramatic declarations, no ultimatums, no room for debate. The choice has been made with the same quiet certainty that water flows downhill, not because it's trying to prove a point, but because that's simply the way things must be. The loudest statement is often the one never spoken. When it's over, it's over. No appeals, no negotiation, just silence and the path forward. If you found this video insightful or relatable, why not join our growing community? Subscribe to the channel for more content exploring the mindsets, traits, and behaviors of Sigma males. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these unique perspectives. Be sure to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Remember, as a Sigma male or someone inspired by their path, staying true to yourself is the ultimate strength. Keep evolving, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.